Welcome. Opportunities in sustainabilities. There are why startups at the intersection of AI, drones, and sustainability are India's hottest bet. Premium article image. Precision farm revolution, scalable green tech models, recurring revenue schemes, climate resilient impact. Government support is also rising, and data driven decision making. Satellite imagery, drone visuals, and sensor inputs are processed by AI to replace ac- with actionable insight. That's very vital for us to see through. If you look at the picture in terms of Bank Climate Coalition, they are now suggesting a structural change. Unfortunately, the depleted Bank Climate Coalition is voting now on the structural change. The new model aims flexibility. The framework initiative would allow banks to engage without binding commitments, focusing on guidance and tools. So, original goals included net zero by 2050. So, that's a bigger challenge we have. When it comes to GCC, Gulf Cooperation Council countries, they need up to 25 billion in recycled plastics infrastructure by 2045. They must invest in recycling infrastructure to meet a rising global demand for recycled plastics. That's a bigger model. We need to recognize this is going to help the consolidation in real terms. Urgent action is also needed, according to United Nations, to protect workers from heat stress in the warming world. Global threat is identified. UN agencies warn that occupational heat stress is becoming one of the most serious global health and economic challenges. There are productivity loss. Sectors like agriculture, construction, fisheries are most exposed. Health risk is escalating. We need infrastructure. There are also policy gaps. So, inclusive solution is required in real order to look at it. When it comes to clean energy, India is focusing on aligning growth with demand. Demand supply imbalance India is fixing, and they have to focus on thermal overcapacity built in, what lessons we have, how do we uh, avoid the transmission bottlenecks. Advanced grid request is there. Developers were urged to submit grid connection plans between 2 to 3 years ahead to ensure timely integration. So, policy coordination is really required in real order. So, if you look at the big picture, actions are automatic. We are seeing the vulnerability, we are also seeing the opportunities being created in many forms. Now, robotic parking is another interesting move. Can it be a turning point in urban mobility and sustainability for space optimization, traffic decongestion, emission reduction, and also for security enhancement? We need robotic parking. It's a scalable infrastructure, modular design, allow vertical or horizontal expansion. Again, when it comes to electric vehicle charging and future autonomous vehicle infrastructure aligning with smart city goals, this is a bigger opportunity for us to look at it. Now, in terms of the elimination of the congestion, this is not an option in my opinion. Now we have a bigger ask in terms of road transportation. India is set to allow its private firms to mine and import uranium to help nuclear expansion. That's a very interesting development. India to end state monopoly on uranium. Now, private firms will be allowed to mine, import, and process uranium for the first time. This is a commendable move. When it comes to big picture, we need to understand there are reasons to believe we should look at the positive sides of the development than countries who are scaling down. Look at if France battles largest wildfire in decades. Number of people killed. around the world on account of heat waves is a tragedy. There are countries like Germany moves to fast track geothermal energy projects. It's very, very important from the global perspective. We cannot ignore the global warming and catastrophes on account of climate change. India scraps central renewable energy pricing pools to speed up power deals because developers raise concerns, and again, we need to have a policy shift to decentralized pricing. That's the major focus now. If you don't shift the policy, you will have consequential impact. India has also stranded on certain renewable projects, double to over 50 gigawatt. Industry documents shows standard capacity more than double. Now, transmission delays are the main culprit. Legal regulatory hurdles persist. Power purchase agreements we need to sign, and big players are looking at it. So whether NTPC or Adani Green, Acme or Renew, they have to look at it. Energy transition goal, we have to focus with the target of 2030, 500 gigawatt non-fossil capacity. There cannot be delays. So these are some of the highlights of sustainability as we speak over the last few days. Let's focus on building a sustainable value chain across the globe. Let United Nations take solid lead in propagating sustainable value creation around to ensure we protect this planet.